Stuffed sweet potatoes with cannellini beans and greens. Sounds a little questionable, right? Well, today I'm going to show you why it is the perfect weekday meal full of vitamins and minerals, healthy and nutritious, savory and sweet, super easy and delicious. My name is Danielle Thorson with Johnson & Wales University, The Bulb, and my personal brand, The Veggie Key. Let's get started. I began my day by stopping to see my friends at The Bulb. It was easy, the produce was beautiful, and they were so generous in the amount of produce they gave me. I'm excited to work with these greens because they are full of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. They're so healthy for you. I wash and dry my veggies. The Bulb had both purple and orange sweet potatoes, so I decided on a bit of both. The flavor is very similar and it gives me some nice color variation, and both are still a great source of fiber, vitamin A, and antioxidants. I first prep my sweet potato by poking a few slits in it with my knife. This helps the steam escape from the potato as it's baking. It also helps me know when my potato is done. I lightly coat the skin of the potato with olive oil and a sprinkle of salt, and then put it in the oven to bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about an hour. I'm using a shallot today, just thin slices, but you can also use any onion you have available. For all of my greens, I line them up and just give them a quick, rough chop. Side note, if your cutting board is moving like mine was, you can wet a few paper towels and lightly twist them and put them under your board to keep it from moving. For the collard greens, either cut out the stem with your knife or use your fingers to pull the leaves off. The stem is just too hard to cook down and it won't be pleasant to eat. At the stove, I start by heating my olive oil and cooking my shallot. I'm just waiting until it's translucent and not getting too brown yet. Next, I add my veggies in order of how hearty they are and how long they need to cook. So first is my collard greens, and then the broccolini, and then the Swiss chard. I let that cook down for a few minutes, and then I make space in the center and add the cannellini beans, which I washed and drained. I let them cook in the center, and then I stir it all together. Now I add my seasonings, which today I'm seasoning with rosemary, thyme, salt, red pepper flakes, and then a dash of apple cider vinegar. You could also use lemon if you have it. I give it a taste and I adjust my seasoning slightly. Once I'm done cooking, I check on my potatoes, and they are fork tender, so they are done. Sometimes when cooking sweet potatoes, some of the sugar bubbles out of the little slits you poked and starts to caramelize when it's done, so you can also look for that as a good indicator. Assembly is very simple. Just cut open your sweet potato and squeeze slightly from the ends, and then fill it with your stuffing. If you'd like, you could also use a fork and fluff the interior part of the potato and add a bit of salt and pepper and maybe a little butter, or even vegan butter if you want to keep it 100% plant-based. This recipe is extremely cost-effective. I used mostly veggies from the Bulb, and the only ones that I bought were the shallot, which was maybe 50 cents, and my 2 cans of cannellini beans, which cost me 59 cents per can. This recipe is really flexible for the spices that you use, so if you have anything on hand, use whatever makes you happy and whatever you like. It's really easy to increase the portion size depending on how many people you're cooking for. I had a ton of the beans and greens left over, and I could have easily stuffed another 6 potatoes with the amount of filling that I had. I personally love eating the beans and greens just by themselves, or making a pasta and making a second meal out of the beans and greens. They say eat the rainbow to get all of your nutrients, and this absolutely qualifies. All right, it's time to try a bite of my sweet potato to make sure it's absolutely perfect. Look how gorgeous that is. All right, I want to get a little bit of everything in it just to make sure all of my flavors are just perfectly developed and work together great. This is absolutely one of my favorite dishes. It's so delicious. It's healthy and nutritious, full of flavor. You don't even miss having the meat. Thank you so much for watching the video on making stuffed sweet potatoes. Again, my name is Danielle Thorson with Johnson Wales University, The Bulb, and The Veggie Key. I can't wait to show you some more amazing recipes made with these beautiful vegetables from The Bulb. See you next time.